land of kings and revolutionaries. From the lush valleys of ancient Persia to the crowded avenues of modern Tehran, there is a land where stories last longer than stone. A civilization older than empires, a land where prophets walked, kings rose and fell, and revolutions sent shockwaves across continents. This is Iran, the heart of Asia, the bridge between East and West, the eternal stage of heroes and rebels. Today we journey across 5,000 years, from the mystic beginnings of Cyrus the Great to the power corridors of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. This is not just history, it's a tale of dreams, battles, betrayals, greatness, and survival. Let the caravan of time begin. 2. The ancient dawn, Elamites, Aryan migration, the Medes. Long before the world spoke of Persia, before the word Iran echoed in history's court, mysterious kingdoms bloomed along the rivers of the Zagros Mountains. The Elamites, masters of metallurgy, builders of ziggurats, flourished when Babylon was still young, etching the first chapters of Iranian identity. Then came the Aryans, migrating from the windswept plains of Central Asia. With them they brought fire, horses, and the very language that shapes Farsi today. By 700 BCE, the land was a patchwork of tribes. Then one tribe rose, the Medes, the first architects of Iranian unity. For the first time, the world beyond Mesopotamia saw the shadow of a power emerging, proud and unconquered. 3. Rise of Cyrus the Great, birth of the Persian Empire. But destiny had grander plans. In the city of Anshan, a boy named Kurash, Cyrus was born. Neither his enemies nor his allies could imagine this boy would one day be called the father, Shahanshah, the King of Kings. Cyrus the Great did not conquer with fear alone. His code was one of tolerance and justice, a world before its time. He overthrew the Medes, then the mighty Lydia, then Babylon itself. When his army entered Babylon, there was no massacre. Cyrus released the slaves, including the Jews. He allowed temples to prosper, protected every language and faith. The world saw, for the first time, a charter of human rights. The Cyrus cylinder breathed ideas still admired today. Under Cyrus, the sunrise of Persia illuminated lands from the Indus Valley to the Mediterranean. History would never be the same. 4. Darius, Xerxes, and the Golden Age, Persepolis and the world's first superpower. After Cyrus came Darius the Great, a king not only of conquests but of builders and visionaries. He inherited a mosaic of nations and carved it into the world's first superpower with roads, canals, written laws, and coinage. He built Persepolis, the city of ceremonies. Its columns, libraries, and treasures dazzled ambassadors from Greece to India. But power always faces challenge. Xerxes, son of Darius, set his sights west, challenging the Greeks at Thermopylae, Salamis, and Plataea. These battles would echo in legends forever. The Persians faced resistance not just with swords but also with stories, tales immortalized by poets and enemies alike. Yet the empire endured, a symbol of splendor, culture, and unity. Zoroaster's fire temples burned alongside temples of Marduk and the gods of Egypt, testifying to Persia's embrace of all beneath its sun. The shadow of Alexander. But even the mightiest of pillars must one day fall. And from the west, a storm called Sikandar, Alexander, raged towards Persia, hungry not just for land but for legacy. 5. Clash with Greece and the shadow of Alexander, Sikandar. As the sun set on Persia's golden age, ambition grew in lands beyond its reach. In Macedonia, a young king rose, a legend known in the East as Sikandar-i-Azam, Alexander the Great. Driven by dreams of glory and tales of Persian wealth, Alexander marched east, his eyes fixed on Persepolis. At the battlefields of Granicus, Issus, and Gaugamela, Darius III, last of the Achaemenids, faced his doom. The world watched as east and west collided. Despite fierce resistance, Alexander's armies surged forward. Persepolis, jewel of Persia, was set ablaze, its columns crumbling under the torch of history. But Alexander, in awe of Persian wisdom, married into their royalty, respected their gods, and sought not just victory, but assimilation. Even as the great empire fell, the Persian spirit survived. The language, the customs, the poetry of its people remained, blending with Greek influence, giving rise to a new Iran from the ashes of loss. 6. Parthians and Sassanids, Iran's empires before Islam. From the ruins of Alexander's empire, new powers arose. The Parthians, warriors on swift horses, repelled Roman invaders, brokers between Rome and China, keeping Persia's independence alive for 500 years. Their rule wove a rich tapestry of combat and culture, a bridge for the Silk Road's caravans. but it would be the Sassanids who would restore the ancient glory of Iran. From their capital at Ctesiphon, they reigned as defenders of the Zoroastrian faith, champions of Persian art, science, and architecture. The Sassanid kings clashed with Roman and Byzantine emperors for centuries. They built fire temples, revived ancient epics, and kept the flame of Persia burning bright. Yet beneath the grandeur, cracks grew. Feuds among nobles, pressure at the borders, and the rise of new powers threatened the empire's future. 7. The coming of Islam, Arab conquest and the transformation of Persia. In the 7th century, a revolution swept from the Arabian deserts. The armies of Islam, united by faith and mission, faced the Sassanids. At Qadisiyah, the flower of Persian nobility fell. Soon, the ancient empire faded, the Shahanshah fled, and the banners of Islam waved over Persian cities. But conquest did not erase Iran's soul. Instead, new seeds were planted. Arabic merged with Persian, old poetry learned new rhythms, and the Zoroastrian fire gave way to the light of Islam. The Persians became not just followers, but leaders in the world of Islam, giving the Abbasid Caliphate its viziers, poets, doctors, and the secret of government. This was a new dawn. The children of Cyrus now recited the Quran but remembered Ferdowsi, Rumi, and Sadi. Iran was not lost, it was reborn. 8. The Zoroastrian legacy and flourishing of Islamic Persia. Though Zoroastrian temples fell, their influence lingered. Many ancient customs, Nowruz, the Persian New Year, the reverence for fire and water, survived quietly, passed from parents to children. Iranian Islam had a distinct flavor, mystical, poetic, never fully abandoning its pre-Islamic heritage. During the Abbasid era, Persian scientists, mathematicians, and writers shaped the golden age of Islam. Baghdad's house of wisdom echoed with Persian voices. Al-Khwarizmi founded algebra. Ibn Sina, Avicenna, wrote the canon of medicine, still admired today. The world's finest poetry flowered. The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, the epic Shahnameh by Ferdowsi, and the mystic verses of Hafez and Rumi, all born from the unique synthesis that was Persian Islam. 9. The Safavid dynasty, Shia Islam and the making of Iran's identity. Centuries passed. In 1501, a young leader, Ismail, rose from Azerbaijan, wielding both the sword and the pen. He founded the Safavid dynasty and made Shi'ism the official religion of Iran, forever setting it apart from its Sunni neighbors. The Safavids revived pride and centralized power. They built beautiful cities, Isfahan half the world, with its blue-tiled mosques, palaces, and gardens. Iran stood once again as a beacon, artistic, spiritual, and proud. European traders and diplomats, Turkish sultans, and Mughal emperors all looked to Persia for wisdom and rivalry. But behind the splendor, dangers lurked, ambitious Ottomans in the west, Uzbeks in the east, and intrigue at home. The Safavid dream would not last, but its legacy, Shia devotion, Persian art, the rhythm of royal courts, still shapes Iran's soul. Turmoil, invasion, and the march to modernity. Empires rise and empires fall. The world spins, and Iran, always at history's crossroads, would next face centuries of upheaval, foreign invasion, and the painful path to modernity. 10. From Afsharids to Qajars, turmoil, invasions, and fading glory. After the Safavids faded, Iran trembled beneath the boots of invaders and the dreams of ambitious warlords. Nader Shah, the iron-handed Napoleon of Persia, rose from dust to dazzle the world. He led his fearless troops all the way to Delhi, where the fabled Peacock Throne and the Koh-i-Noor diamond fell into Persian hands. Yet his rule was as brutal as it was brilliant. Trust crumbled, and he died at the hands of his own men. Around the same time, European empires, Russia and Britain, began circling Persia like wolves, eager for land and influence. The Zand and Qajar dynasties rose and fought, but they could not stop the tide. Treaties signed under duress began to erode Iran's borders. The Persian Gulf, the Caucasus, and swathes of Central Asia slipped away. Yet in poetry, faith, and memory, the heart of Iran survived. The gardens of Shiraz bloomed, Qajar palaces gleamed in the sun, and divans filled with the verses of poets who soothed the wounds of a battered nation. 11. The Pahlavi era, modernization and monarchy. As the world thundered into the 20th century, a new era dawned, a dynasty that promised strength and progress but would unleash new storms. Reza Shah Pahlavi seized power, declaring himself the modernizer Iran needed. Railroads snaked across plains, schools and universities opened, women cast off the veil by royal decree, and the dream of a mighty, independent Persia returned. but the pace of change was sharp, and old fragments of identity, religion, tradition, local leadership, chafed against royal ambition. Reza Shah's grip weakened in the shadow of World War II. Allied forces invaded, forcing him to abdicate in favor of his son, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. The new Shah vowed to make Iran a great civilization. Oil flowed, cities grew, and Tehran shimmered with glass towers and neon lights. Yet beneath the surface, old wounds festered: social inequality, political repression, and whispers of foreign control. People prayed, poets cried for justice, and revolution simmered. 12. The 1979 Islamic Revolution, Khomeini, and the birth of the Islamic Republic. In 1979, those whispers exploded into a revolution that shook the world. For the first time in modern history, a millennia-old monarchy fell to an uprising not of generals or politicians, but of clerics, students, and the masses. The banner of the Islamic Republic rose as Iran's exiled spiritual leader, Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, returned home to jubilant crowds. The Western-backed Shah fled, and with him an era of secular dreams. The revolution unleashed both hope and upheaval, thousands imprisoned, old elites purged, new rules laid down. Iran was now a theocracy dedicated to Shia ideals, social justice, and resistance to foreign domination. For millions, it was a spiritual rebirth, for others, a loss of freedoms. The world watched, stunned, as American diplomats were held hostage, relations with the West frayed, and the foundations of Iran's destiny were rewritten. 13. War, sanctions, and survival. Iran in the modern world. No sooner had the revolution begun than Iran was plunged into a brutal war. In 1980, Saddam Hussein's Iraq attacked, hoping to seize oil-rich lands and test the resolve of the newborn republic. The Iran-Iraq War became a tragedy. 8 years of trenches, chemical weapons, lost sons, and broken cities. Hundreds of thousands died, but Iran endured, the spirit of Karbala, of martyrdom, woven deep into the country's fabric. Even after the war, peace was elusive. Iran faced decades of sanctions, economic isolation, and constant tension with both neighbors and global powers. Yet the resilience of its people stood unbroken. Underground poetry and music flourished. Universities produced new generations of doctors, engineers, writers, women and men shaped by both sacrifice and ancient pride. Iran's supreme leaders ruled. First Khomeini, then his successor Ali Khamenei, each shaping society with faith, resistance, and at times unyielding control. 14. Today's Iran, from Khomeini to Khamenei. Today, Iran stands at another crossroads. Tehran is a city of sharp contrasts. Young men and women scroll the internet for the world's news, yet chant age-old prayers in hidden shrines. Satellite dishes crowd rooftops, ancient minarets shadow busy streets. The shadow of sanctions mingles with the glow of scientific achievement, literary festivals, and passionate debate. Iran is a chessboard of the old and new. Elections and unelected authority, reformists and hardliners, protest and obedience. The supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, oversees a political system uniquely Iranian, an Islamic republic that is both fiercely independent and deeply debated. 15. Legacy, challenges, and rebirth. What the story of Iran teaches us. What can we learn from 5,000 years of Iran? That history here is not just a chain of rulers, but a river of ideas, of poetry, faith, resistance, and hope. Iran's greatest gift has always been its ability to absorb the blows of history, yet emerge transformed, never quite the same, but never destroyed. From Cyrus the Great's clay cylinder to Khomeini's cassette tapes, from Persepolis to the Grand Bazaar, the Persian spirit endures. Empires have come and gone, but the voice of Iran, its longing for justice, beauty, and purpose, still echoes from ancient stones to the hearts of its people. 16. Closing reflections. Iran's voice in the world, the cycle of history continues. And so, as you hear this story, imagine the winds that sweep across the ruins of Persepolis, or the cries for freedom rising from the alleys of modern Tehran. Imagine poets, rebels, mothers, children, kings, and scholars, all shaping the soul of a nation that refuses to be forgotten. Iran is both the story of the past and the question of the future. Where it goes next depends not just on leaders, but on the courage and dreams of millions, a people who have survived every empire and every storm and still call this land homeland. If you found this journey through Iran's epic history inspiring, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share your thoughts. What lessons can we learn from Iran's past for our future? Until next time, keep history alive.